to talk to you about how we can all heal the collective. We can all heal the collective, and it's something we can do with our everyday, just being our true, authentic self. The last 2 years has been a very interesting time for all of us, and it's unprecedented times, and we're all trying to get to know how to deal with things, and it's a beautiful time for us to reinvent ourselves. So I am in Victoria in Australia, and in the last couple of years I guess we have been perhaps under the microscope a little bit through this pandemic, and I find that I can speak of my journey only, has been quite challenging. Now, in 2020, around halfway or nearing the end, I got myself in quite a dark space. I was looking at all the conspiracies, I was going down all the rabbit holes, and I'm a person that likes to research. I'm a person who likes to ask the big questions. I would like to look at all different scenarios, and I believe there's a little bit of truth in every rumour. So that's me personally. So in a time where nobody knew the real answers, so to speak, we had no choice but to trust our gut. Now, I got myself quite off balance because I was focusing on things that were doomsday stuff, and really putting all my energy into the what ifs. I got myself quite sick, and I focused on a lot of stuff that was very, very toxic. And in that, I found that my energy was becoming very toxic. So how we can all assist on healing the collective is basically start with ourselves. And when we work on ourselves, our frequency rises and we become a place of love. And in that space of love, we really can't get anything wrong. And it may feel that it's wrong, but nothing that is meant for us will ever pass us by. So we really need to go internally and work with ourselves. Now, once we start working with ourselves and our frequency rises, and the more of us that do this, it will happen as a collective. The thing is, this is what is happening right now. Already, the momentum's building. There's a lot of truth seekers out there, and we're all looking for what resonates right with us. Now, here's the catch. Let's stop judging. Let's just stop judging people. It was only about 2 months ago that I had this mass awakening where I realized that my truth doesn't have to be anybody else's truth. But as long as we aren't living somebody else's truth, we really need to see how it sits with us and be okay with that. So there was a time there where I was trying to force my views, my opinions, my judgments onto everybody. But that wasn't coming from a place of love, that was coming from a place of fear. And in that place of fear comes a very low vibration, and it's really heavy. So I was finding I would go to the shops and everybody was in, well, not everybody, but most of us were in fear when we were all learning what was going on with the pandemic and what we were facing and what we were told was happening. And the frequency and the vibration was really, really heavy. So, and plus I was looking at darkness everywhere. So I was creating more darkness. And it was only a couple of months ago that I realized I need to be okay with what other people believe. It's not my business, because I don't know what they've been through and they don't know what I've been through. So for all of us individually, just to be okay with who we are and what we believe, but stop judging our neighbours, because it's up to them to be responsible for what they believe in and to stand in their truth. Sure, we can listen to other people's opinions, other people's versions, but if it doesn't sit right with us, we don't need to take it on. But we don't need to ridicule, belittle, and point our finger and blame. And my dad always has taught me, be careful who you point your finger to, because 3 fingers are pointing back at you. So we need to take real responsibility for how we're feeling and not try to let ourselves get into that poor me victim mentality, which we all do from time to time. Come on, we're all human, right? But we need to be able to snap out of it and pull ourselves out of that. Now, a big part of my awakening was when I finally was in the same room as one of my loved ones. Now, if you think about what lockdown, isolation, all those type of words bring on a frequency level, is very harsh. Very harsh. I mean, what's the biggest, if somebody does something wrong in this world, we lock them up, right? We isolate them, we put them in jail. So with that in our subconscious, being told that that's what we had to do, for a lot of us was very challenging. Some of us took that on board very easily, saying that's the only solution, that's what I want to do, that sounds fine with me. And that's great, that was your experience. But there's others of us that it didn't sit right. And that's okay too. But who's right and who's wrong? Who cares? Let's not judge. Let's just do what's right for us. So there was a time when one of my dear family members and I saw things completely opposite. You couldn't get more further away from our belief systems. And over the phone and in isolation and lockdown and all the rest of it, we weren't seeing eye to eye at all. And it got to the point where we weren't talking for a few weeks. This is one person that I have had a very strong foundation of a relationship with. We've been through thick and thin. We've been there for each other, and I would call her one of my best friends. And what had happened was I allowed myself to get to this space of saying, what does she think she's talking about? What would she know? Because what I'm saying is right. And what I didn't realize is now I realize it was right for me and that was right for her. And we need to have that acceptance and that love and that kindness, which I was lacking at the time. And so was she. And then after the lockdowns and everything, when we could finally come together, we had a moment which brought us back to being human. And it was connection. We got to sit in the same room, look each other in the eye and share with each other how we were feeling. And even though we didn't agree with each other, we got a understanding and we got the compassion. So I feel a lot of the fear has been leaching through relationships throughout the pandemic. And I feel that has broken down some of the most solid relationships. And we've just lost ourselves in that. And we're all coming out of that now. So it's our duty as a collective to keep this momentum building. Because when I had that opportunity to be in the same room and lock eyes and have that compassion, instantly we both got each other. And because we had been separated, it had broken down. So bring yourself back and start really sitting in gratitude, building the momentum within yourself to bring up that frequency and raise the vibration within you. Because you'll find yourself just having little moments of going, it's not that bad. I can see light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to be okay. And just little glimpses here and there will then build up more and more. So it is our duty. We have all signed up to be here, right now. And it is our duty for humankind to play our part. What's the part you're playing? Is it negative or is it positive? Because you can just switch and make a difference. And you can then get back on board to being sure of yourself and not needing everybody's approval or everybody to tell you what to do. And, because we've lost a lot of confidence in the pandemic in ourselves from time to time. But now the energy's building. So jump on that energy train and know that we are all in this together. And I want to say that like for the first time almost. We've been saying it the whole time, but it certainly hasn't felt that way. It's been very divided. But people are coming together now because since when does a relationship break down because you don't believe the same things? It's not a thing. I mean, you know, you don't align, which is fine, but you don't break down, so to speak. Well, I haven't in the past. If someone doesn't believe what I believe, we just change the topic because we love each other and we want each other in our lives. So really, you know, bring that frequency back to you because it starts with you and it ends with you. And it doesn't really matter so much what happens in between to the point where it makes or breaks you because it's how you handle yourself, right? So you be the change. You be what you want to see. Because that's how we're all going to heal the collective as a whole by starting and finishing with ourselves. And I'm very excited because seriously, the momentum is gathering. It started a while ago. So keep going forward. And if you have any questions about this or any experiences you'd love to share, please share it in the comments below. Feel free to hit subscribe if you haven't yet, and the bell. Because if you hit the bell, you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I upload videos to help us on our healing journeys every Thursday. And I channel spirit and do a guided channeled message for the collective every Sunday. And I'll sprinkle some meditations in there as well. So hopefully you got something out of this today. I know I shared a lot about my journey, but I guess in this type of world at the moment, we can only really see it from our perspective. But it's nice now to put ourselves in other people's shoes and understand we're all doing the best we can. And we don't have to agree, but we do need to be kind. And that's where we're all going to come back together, when we realise we're all on separate journeys, and that is okay. Thank you for tuning in. Please be kind to others, but mainly be kind to yourselves. Take care. See you next time. Bye.